KL Publications presents The Mirror of INXISTANCE by Ryan C. Sanders. In a small, quiet village nestled between mountains, there was a man named Elias, who was known for his wisdom. Despite his age, Elias had a youthful glow and light in his eyes that seemed to reflect a profound understanding of life. He was a humble man, often seen tending to his garden or walking through the forest, but the villagers knew there was something extraordinary about him. One day, a young woman named Anaya, burdened by the weight of her thoughts and the complexities of her life, approached Elias. She had heard stories of his insight and sought answers to the questions that haunted her. "Elias," she began, "I feel lost. I look for meaning in the world, but all I find are contradictions and confusion. People speak of God, of divine, but I can't feel it. Where is God? Where could I find the peace and understanding that I seek?" Elias smiled gently, motioning for her to sit beside him on an old wooden bench in his garden. The air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers, and the sound of a nearby stream provided a soothing background melody. "Anaya," he said softly, "the journey you seek does not begin outside of you, but within. What you are searching for is not found in the world, but in yourself." Anaya frowned her brow. "But how could that be? I've looked within, and all I find are doubts and fears. How could I find God or any sense of peace inside such chaos?" Elias nodded, understanding her struggle. "What you describe is very true. It's the essence of what I call exist. The word means to dwell within. It is not just about existence, but about recognizing that all you seek, God, peace, understanding, already dwells within you." He paused, letting his words sink in before continuing. "Many people search for God as if God is somewhere out there, separate from themselves. They imagine it as a distant figure watching and judging from afar. But what if God does not exist in that way? What if God exists within you, within every thought, every emotion, every breath you take?" Anaya's eyes widened. A flicker of realization began to dawn on her. "You mean God is inside me?" Elias smiled again, his eyes twinkling. "Yes, but it goes even deeper. God is not just inside you. God is in the essence of your very being. Every thought you have, every feeling you experience is guided by energy of the divine within you. When you realize this, you see the devil, too, is not some external force, but negative energies and thoughts that arise within you." Anaya sat in silence, processing this new perspective. "But if God and the devil are both within me, then how do I know where to focus my attention? How do I live in a way that aligns with the divine?" Elias leaned forward, his voice taking on a more earnest tone. "That is the essence of exist. It is about mindfulness, about being aware of where you direct your thoughts and energy. When you focus on love, compassion, and understanding, you align with the divine within you. When you give in to fear, anger, and hatred, you align with the negative forces." He gestured to the flowers around them, their vibrant colors glowing in the afternoon sun. "Think of your thoughts and emotions as seeds. What you water and nurture will grow. If you nurture love, that is what will flourish within you. If you nurture fear, it will take root and overshadow the light." Anaya nodded slowly, a sense of clarity beginning to form. "So to find peace, I must focus on the positive, on the divine energy within me?" "Exactly," Elias replied. "But it is not just about focusing on the positive. It is about recognizing that you are not separate from the divine. You are an expression of it. God does not exist as something outside of you. God exists within everything you are. The moment you see yourself as separate, you lose touch with that truth. He stood up, guiding Anaya to a small mirror that hung on the wall of his garden shed. Look at yourself, he instructed. Anaya gazed into the mirror. Seeing her reflection, she saw her face, her eyes, the familiar features she had known all her life. But as she continued to look, something shifted. She began to see beyond the surface, beyond the physical form. She saw the light in her eyes, the energy that animated her being. She felt a connection to something deeper, something that had always been there, but had simply gone unnoticed. That is what it means to exist, Elias said quietly. To dwell within yourself, to recognize the divine presence that is your true essence. When you look in the mirror, you do not just see a face, you see the reflection of the divine. The journey you are on is not about finding something outside of you, but about awakening to what has always been within. Tears welled up in Anaya's eyes as she realized the truth in his words. For so long, she had searched for some meaning in the world, not realizing that the answers she sought were already inside of her. Thank you, Elias, she whispered, her voice filled with gratitude. I understand now. The peace I seek, the connection to the divine, it has always been here, within me. Elias nodded, his heart warmed by her understanding. Remember, Anaya, that the journey of existence is ongoing. Every day, you have to choose of where to direct your attention, of what energy to nurture within you. The divine is always present, always guiding you, as long as you choose to dwell within. Anaya left the garden that day with a renewed sense of purpose. She knew that the path ahead would not always be easy, but she also knew that she carried the divine within her. The concept of exist had opened her eyes to a new way of living, one where she no longer sought answers outside of herself, but embraced the infinite potential within. As she walked back to the village, the words of Elias echoed in her mind, a reminder of the profound truth she has discovered. God does not exist outside of us, but God exists within everything we are. Ashe. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe.